So I'm reading all the posters with ninth graders, people much older than myself, and they're all underneath the caption of what a story means to me. And it's reigniting like this passion for writing in me because I've had this urge to not write for people who are either trying to covet my story, lie, keep secrets, and do a lot of things which are completely wrong. And they probably still are doing these things. However, I'm finding that passion and I go out to where the ethnicity area is, and there's some cool hanging artwork, eggs and birds on these giant things. And then I take the escalator upstairs after the convenience store. My leg starts hurting a little bit, so it's a little hard to walk, and I had to punch it a couple times before eventually I find my way into the giant auditorium looking like cathedral look area. And the first thing I do is I go to the left to see, it's where the giant pop up book is, the world's most biggest one, I think is. I noticed like a little pop-up book with a bunch of monkeys locked behind what looks like bars. And I'd be lying if my first thought wasn't like, this reminds me of what's going to happen to all those people who aren't doing what's right. That's something that came to my mind for sure. And before I look at the giant pop-up art in front of me, I tell myself the first thing I'm going to do is read everything that's laid out in front. And the very first thing that I come across is the corazon, and it's a heart, which I'll show you right here. And as it says, this glyph for the heart relates to the concept of spirit and the root of life. And if you know, my entire book has everything to do with roots. It's about a giant earthquake where jungles and forests sprouted out, humans with the potential to unlock flux force within them, a power, but you have to have AB negative blood type. They're known as AB minus. They only get their powers really by connecting with these roots, whether it be the root of a flame tree, the root of a honey tree, anything really. So I thought, oh, that's pretty neat. And as I kept reading it, the heart is not just an organ to the Nahum people, it expresses the enlightened mind, or a person whose heart is in harmony with the universe. And then I was like, wow, you know what? My entire book is all about the Lumiverse, is what I refer to it, because it's going to have books, anime, movies, TV shows, everything, and it's never going to be one category: horror, fantasy, love, tropes, like you name it. And so I called it the Lumiverse. And so I'm reading this and I'm thinking, wow, like this is very strangely connected to like how I go about everything, and the fact that the very first thing I walked to was the heart, and I'm always challenging the heart and talking about how all things flow through the heart as stated in the Bible. So the universe, the Lumiverse, it all felt like I was supposed to be there.